Hey Katie, sorry, I will start streaming on Facebook. Sorry, I've been stuck on the phone with the app developer here for our Robart app. So, but I don't think it will be too much longer. But you
No worries.
can start. So we'll get this on live stream here. Yesterday I had trouble streaming it to Facebook Live yesterday.
Okay.
But no big deal. We'll still have it on Zoom, so
Yeah, that's fine.
all good. Hey guys, how's everybody going? I am on the phone with just finishing up my last conference call, but just wanted to kick us off here. Hi Terry, hi Margaret. You guys are awesome. Hi Stephanie.
Hi.
Let's see here. We just wait another minute here. And yeah, I probably next time I'll restart my phone, but Zoom has not been friendly to Facebook. So we haven't been able to live stream to Facebook from my Zoom lately, but the whole internet is going to crash one of these days, guys. So, all right. Well, it is the top of the hour. Want to introduce again our expert fitness trainer, Katie. We're super excited. This is actually a really, really fun topic. And Katie is going to talk to you guys about how to make exercise a habit and just give us some more exciting hacks on the exercise side of things. So don't forget to ask your questions. This is interactive. We totally want to answer all your questions and really make sure you guys get all the information that you need. And Katie, I'll let you take it off.
All right. Well, thank you, Dr. Tran. So today, like she said, I'm going to be talking about how to make exercise a habit. So the first thing that we need to do is when we're trying to form a habit is we have to identify the barriers. So why isn't exercise a habit for you already? Is it your time? Is it your motivation? Is it you have kids? You don't have a gym right now? So we need to identify what the barrier is so that we can identify things that will help us get through that. So here are a few tips that I find necessary to get to start exercising. The first is you have to find something you enjoy doing. I think I said this last week about Dr. Tran. She asked something about going for a run, even though she hates running. And I told her, don't go for the run, find something else that you would rather go do. So what happens with exercise is that we set these expectations for ourselves. We expect ourselves to do an hour a day. We expect to do it 5 days a week. We want to make sure that it's a really high intensity workout so we're getting the most bang for our buck. But that's not always the case. What we need to do to form the habit is take it down to step one. We need to start down at the basics. So we need to first identify something that we enjoy doing. And then we need to make it a habit. So to make it a habit, we need to start off with consistency rather than frequency. So what I mean by that is we need to make sure that we are doing the habit, once a week. So let's say we're going to work out every Tuesday and we're going to go for a 10-minute walk. We're going to commit to ourselves that we're going to do this 10-minute walk every single Tuesday. It doesn't have to be a lot. It doesn't have to be long. But we have to make that, something that's a priority. Once we get that 10-minute walk on Tuesdays, maybe after a month, we can add in a second day. So maybe that's when we can add in a walk on Saturdays. Right now, we don't need to focus in on the frequency, more so that we just start to make it a pattern, make it something that we want to do throughout our day. So to get that established, it's really, really important to put it on your calendar or set a reminder or write it down. Research shows that when we have something written in front of us or, have an external cue, we will be 10 times more likely to go do it. So if you just say in your head, like, oh, I'm going to exercise today. Well, then we, have breakfast and then we have to get our kids to school. Then we're teaching them. And then, after school, we get invited to dinner. And then, it's 7 p.m. and you're tired and your favorite show's on. So the day slipped away and you didn't get to exercise. So if you had marked it off on your calendar, you're like, okay, nope, 4 to 4:30 is my time to exercise. You're going to be more likely to go do it. So try to put that in there, put that in your schedule, and don't just put it in your head, but more so put it where you can remind yourself and where you can hold yourself accountable for it. Another thing to do when you're trying to make exercise a habit is start small. So we always think that we need to do this like big, long, tough workouts, when in reality, we just need to get moving. So I don't want you necessarily to say that I need to do 5 days of exercise to reach my goal. No, let's start off with 1 to 2 days, right? Like that's more realistic. So if you were to set a goal for 5 days a week and you only reach 3, you've technically failed, right? You have that negative connotation with your goal. But if you set the goal for 2 times per week and you ended up doing 3, you exceeded your goal. And now it's something that we are, making a positive impact on. So really what I want you guys to start thinking about is what can you realistically do? Can you do 10 minutes? Can you do 15 minutes? And how frequently can you do that? Can you do it once a week or can you do it twice a week? But I would say if you're starting off with exercise, don't set yourself up for failure by saying any more than 3 times per week. Okay. So with that being said, we need to set goals. And I've talked about them before about SMART goals. So SMART goals are specific, they're measurable, they're attainable, they're realistic, and they're time bound. So with exercise, when you have something that you're going to achieve or you want to achieve, you're going to be more likely to go do it. With that being said, it's like if you wanted to walk a 5K, right? If you wanted to be able to walk 3 miles, well, I'm not going to tell you to go start walking 3 miles right now. We're going to have to build up to that. So let's set a date. Let's say by the end of May, I want to be able to walk 3 miles. And how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to start walking twice a week for 10 minutes. And then we're going to increase that by 5 minutes every single week. And then we will build ourselves up into getting to that point of walking farther and longer. So with having a goal and having something set, you will be more likely to create the habit and stick with it. When there's no end game involved, it's hard to know what you're working towards. Okay. But on the flip side of that, focusing on the results is important, but we have to know when to focus on the results. We can't expect that overnight we're going to get in shape. It did not take 1 day of exercise to get you in shape, and it didn't take you 1 day of not exercising to get you out of shape. So you have to recognize that we need to be realistic with this and not just do it, for a week and see no results, no change on the scale, our cardio is not any better, and then give up. What happens typically with people, they usually have that all or nothing thinking, right? So it's, I'm all in, I'm going to do this to the best of my ability. I'm just going to go straight forward. I'm going to head on and I'm going to tackle this. And then, you slip up 1 day, and then 1 day turns into 2, and then 2 turns into a week. And then at that point, you're just like, whatever, and you kind of just throw it out the window. The point is to not do that. It's to take every choice and just do it day by day. So if your choice on one day was not to exercise because you weren't feeling great, okay, let's just take the next day and say, oh, you know, I'm feeling a little bit better today. Let's go for a little bit of a walk. So it's really not saying that, oh, I screwed up yesterday, so today's going to be affected. It's whatever choices you made yesterday were yesterday's choices, and whatever today you decide to do, that's what you're going to do. So we have to ditch that all or no. Yeah, go ahead, Steph.
Do you know how long it takes for muscle loss actually to like occur? Because I feel like I have the opposite effect. I'm like, oh my God, if I don't get it done today, oh man, all is lost.
So it's actually, studies say that it's like 72 hours. So if you exercised on Monday and then like you didn't exercise that muscle group until Friday, you would have lost a little bit. It's not a lot, but it starts to decline. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But it's just, it's important to recognize that it has to build up slow, right? So like someone like you who exercises a lot and someone who like is training for something is going to have a different outcome than somebody who just needs to start like moving, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So where was I? Oh, so the all or nothing thinking. We need to get rid of that. So we need to ditch the expectations. We need to go back to reality and just take a step back and say, hey, you know what? This is all I can offer today, but that's enough, and that feels okay. So the other thing that people rely on when they're trying to build a habit is willpower, and willpower can only take you so far. So we have the most willpower in the morning, and then it starts to dwindle by the end of the day. And then we kind of regroup, and then the next day we start off with the same amount. When you're building a habit, willpower is not going to help. It's going to help a little bit, but it will diminish and it will deplete. And we do need to rely on, you know, other things. We need to rely on external cues. We need to rely on extra support. We need to rely on, you know, just being there for ourselves rather just than, you know, saying, okay, well, I mustered up the energy today, but was that enough? You know, so we need to make sure that we throw the willpower out the window and we just focus on what we can actually do on that day, and lean on the people that we need to lean on to help us get through that. So if you have any key takeaways from this, it's really to start small. It's to, you know, find realistic expectations for yourself and not, you know, go over and beyond, because that will end up resulting in failure. The other thing is that you need to set goals for yourself and focus in on what is going to come out of it. So why did you start this program? Why are you in the Transformers group? Why do you want to lose weight? You know, is it because you want to be healthier? Is it because you want to be able to hike a mountain? Is it because you want to play with your grandkids? You know, having that reason why you want to do these things is really, really powerful. And it's a really good thing to rely on to help us get through those days. So please mark it off on your calendars. You know, make sure that you start off with just like one time per week. Set your water bottle up, get your gym bag ready. Even if you're not going to the gym, still have your gym bag ready. Like, have your clothes laid out, you know, have all that set up so that you can go. And another thing right now, which is really important, is that our gym is the home, or for most of us, it's being at home, and we need to ditch the distractions. So if you are at home and you are going to set away that time, make sure you put your phone away, make sure you put your laptop away, make sure you turn the TV off, you know, and take this time and really set a timer for yourself and say, the next 30 minutes, this is what I'm going to do. Because what happens is, I feel like, is that, oh, our phone goes off. Oh, there's dishes. Oh, there's laundry. And then we kind of just like get away from what we were actually focusing in on doing. So try to ditch the distractions, put on some good music, put on a podcast, you know, get something that's going to motivate you, and just set away that time for yourself. Okay. So, I really think that forming an exercise habit is taking it slowly and starting off, you know, one day at a time, and not just jumping, you know, guns blazing into this. But does anyone have any questions on that? Or does anyone have any things about exercise habits that they try to do or they're trying to form right now?
So I'm just wondering, fact or fiction? I've always heard it's not good to exercise very first thing in the morning, because if you just jump out of bed and go exercise, you haven't warmed up your muscles, or you need to wake up or let your body wake up a little bit. And of course, I think it's true that you don't exercise late at night before you go to bed, because that's a stimulant.
Yeah, absolutely. So it doesn't, waking up in the morning and exercising in the morning is kind of personal preference. If your body allows you to kind of get up and just go do that, that's cool. But some people, might need to eat a little bit of food before. Some people might need to do a longer warm up. So instead of doing a 5-minute warm up, you do a 10-minute warm up. But there's no harm or foul in doing an exercise class right out of bed. It's more of just like, what does your body want and need, and how does it feel? And it's just really listening to that piece of it. So you won't do any harm to yourself if you just get up out of bed and start exercising. But, I would definitely have a glass of water and definitely make sure that you do some type of warm up. Yes, at night, some people can do it, but yeah, it will keep you up. It will, the hormones that are released and the energy that is released from exercising will end up just keeping you awake a little bit longer. So if that's something that happens to you, I would definitely try to avoid that and exercise more in the morning.
Okay, and I just signed up this morning. I've been looking at it for a long time, but I signed up this morning for a grow young fitness. It's kind of a sit and be fit, but it's all chair exercises and standing and no floor, because and mild cardio. So
that's awesome.
It kind of builds, on the foundation. And so you do your foundation stuff. They've got core stuff, and like I say, the mild cardio, balance, stretching, and meditation. And so it's like, okay, I just spent, it's only $20, but I just spent it. So
yeah,
now I can get on my iPad or, put it on my TV or whatever and do that, because up until now, I haven't been beholden to anybody. So maybe my pocketbook is going to push me to doing it.
Absolutely. I feel like when people are more, they have money involved or they have a reward set up, they're more likely to go do it. So if you are motivated by this, set a reward for yourself, right? Like if you're like, okay, I want to be able to run a 5K by the end of June. And if I can do that, I'm going to buy myself a new pair of, running sneakers, so that you have something to look forward to and something that's motivating you, because it's something that you want. It can be, like I said yesterday on my Facebook, it's more of like, you can get a book, or you can get new clothes, or you could have like a manicure and a pedicure. Like find something that motivates you, but something that you want, that's kind of more of like a treat rather than something that you could always have. But yes, you're right. Having money involved definitely is a driving factor in doing that. So if you actually want to type that in there so people can see what your the class is, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because it's like all over, the Facebook advertisements that, come on there. But it's like $19 and you can, do as much or as little, but you get to pick what you want to do as far as your exercise. But they suggest doing the core stuff to begin with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's
go ahead.
It's supposed to be like lifetime access to this.
Oh, that's fantastic. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
All right.
So Colleen wrote that she was talking to Jess this week about having higher expectations. Colleen, please correct me if I'm wrong, but saying like, oh, I have to get 10,000 steps, or I have to do 45 minutes of spinning, where realistically I can only get, maybe 6,000 steps, and I only have 15 minutes to do the spinning, and trying to change the your mental expectations for yourself and saying, hey, this is all I can give today. This is going to be okay. It's better than if I only did the 2,000 steps. So right now, yes, it's really, really important to change our expectations for ourselves and just listen to our bodies and kind of give what we can give. Is that what you were talking about, Colleen? Okay.
Yeah. And I think the other part is now more of like, when I was on the bike, I'm like, well, maybe I could do 45 minutes. And then I like stopped myself just saying like, well, it's your first time back on, like just do 15 to 20 minutes this week. And I just was wondering like if you have any other tips or anything for that kind of mentality of like, once you're actually doing the exercise, and so say you're like, oh, I'm only going to do it for this much, but then you're doing it and you're like, well, I can do more. Like, is it better to just like, nope, your goal was 15 minutes, you're done, see you tomorrow? Or like for me, it's like, Colleen, you can do more, do more. The whole point was you weren't able to do it for the last 2 weeks because like your mental.
Yeah. So I think that you bring up a good point. And if you can do more and you feel good enough to do more and your body feels good enough to do more, absolutely do more. You still set the goal low and then you exceeded it. I would rather you do that than say, oh, I'm going to do the 45 minutes and only get to 25 minutes. And then mentally that's not, positive. So yes, if you can do more, do more. But if the next time you do and you say, okay, I'm still going to do 15 minutes today and that's all you can do, just be okay with that. Yes, you could do more on Monday than maybe on Thursday, but that's okay. So it's just kind of taking it day by day and choice by choice rather than saying it's that all or nothing. Like, oh, you did it. You've already done it for 45 minutes. You should be able to do that 45 minutes today. Well, no, that's not how it works. So just listen to your body, listen to what you're feeling, and then go with that. Good. All right, cool. Does anyone else have any questions or, things about exercise or making habits that they're struggling with right now? No? Cool. So I don't know if we are going to be hosting this again next week, but I would love to. So if you guys found this class really helpful, or if you just like enjoyed listening to this, please let us know so that we can continue. And if you have any topics that you'd like to hear, we would love to share them with you and kind of give you some of our knowledge on that. And I think Noah and Stephanie would agree with that we're just trying to give as much detail and as much information as we can. So if you guys are interested in that, please let us know so that we can continue with these. But if you do have any personal exercise questions, I would love to help you out. You can always email me at katie@denverweightlossclinic.com. And if you need like exercise, guidelines or anything like that, I can definitely provide that for you. But okay, Terry, more class would be great. Awesome. Thank you. So if that's it, then we are all set for today, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow with Noah. He's going to be doing another cooking demo, I believe. Who knows if he'll have a new apron on, but we'll see. But yeah, so Noah's going to do that tomorrow, and we hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll talk to you guys later. All right. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Katie.